So in the last video, I unboxed the PlayStation 4 bundle. Now it came with a couple of games, and for the price, honestly, from eBay, a used PlayStation 4 wasn't that bad. Went in and picked it up, and it turned out to be pretty well purchased. Now, this seller promised that this console has a PlayStation Move bundle, as well as a couple games pre-installed on the console. Now, also, I was told that new thermal paste has been applied to the console itself, and we're gonna go ahead and unbox it right here. So it came in a light fixture box, which is pretty odd, but as long as the console is safe, I don't really mind. Had a lot of packing inside, and it came with a bag or a box inside a box, so it's pretty well packaged, way better than the last time with my PlayStation 4. And we're gonna go and take this wrapping out, and we're gonna get a pair of scissors or something to cut it open essentially. But with the last time with the PlayStation 4, I mean, to be honest, even now, like after 2020, consoles prices, whether it's a handheld device, a home console, or what have it, they are increasing in price day by day. You know, it's just harder to obtain even a next generation console with the PlayStation 5 and the Series S and X consoles. The Series S console, at least where I am, is still pretty attainable, but comparing it to like something like a PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, you can't really get them for a decent price, at least from like a GameStop or a Best Buy or something, or whichever electronic store you guys have in your countries. But we're gonna go ahead and open it up, and first thing we have and we see is a PlayStation Move motion controller. Now this can also be used on the PlayStation 4 with VR, so it still is very expensive, especially on the used market. But now moving on to this DualShock 3 looking controller. It actually isn't a DualShock controller, it doesn't feel like it. It has a more of a matte finish, and the stickers, the labeling just aren't right, so it is a third-party controller. But comparing it to something like the original DualShock 3 or 6-axis controller, you can see that the color difference is very prevalent. You can see that in the third-party controller it is a matte black color, and the original controller is more of a glossy finish, a little bit of a glossy finish on the original controller. But for the PS Move, they're identical, the controllers look identical, and it seems to be an original controller. Now looking further into the box, we have ourselves a cable and the second part of the PlayStation Move bundle, which is the PlayStation Eye camera. Now you can see that I actually have a PlayStation Eye camera already, but I know that these go fairly expensive on the secondhand market or eBay or Craigslist or wherever you want to sell it. So I went and picked this bundle up, and it looks like it is working as well with all the cables. Now moving further into the box, we have ourselves the Sports Champions game that completes the PlayStation Move bundle. The casing itself is kind of warped, like it had some water damage on it, but going into the game disc itself, looks like it's in very good condition. It is a clean disc, so it should work without any issues. Now I know that there is also a minimal amount of PlayStation Move supported games. These are just 4 from the back of the manual. I've played Kung Fu Rider, the game on the top right there. It was pretty good like 10 years ago, but I'm not sure how it holds up to the current day. But this is the console itself. I think it's the CECH 2501 model or 2501A model. It is a PS3 Slim that is the 120 gigabyte that is here in North America at least. And for the price that I got it for, it wasn't that bad as well. And you can see right here, it looks like it's in decent condition, no real any cracks or anything. A little bit of a scuffing on it, but that is just a given for a console of this age, but still in decent condition. So we're gonna go ahead and plug it in and test it, see if it works. The light turns on, and let's see if the controller PS button can turn the console on through that. And it actually does, so the controller is synced with the console. And now moving on to the TV right here, we're gonna go ahead and see how it shows up, if the picture works. And it actually doesn't even say PS3 when you turn it on, so it says Evil Nat, which I know is a custom firmware that is installed on this PlayStation 3 console. And that is a very cool Africa theme. I think this was a movie or a game of some sort, but this theme I think was made back in 2008, accordance to the text which is on the bottom of the screen, copyright 2008. But it looks like a very cool theme, a motion theme that they had back in the PlayStation 3 and late PS4 days. And some of the games that are on this is Multiman, which is the custom firmware application, the main custom firmware application. Has some other ones such as PSN Patch and PSN Unban, which I believe will not work anymore, at least of my knowledge. But going to Multiman here, we have some backups of Midnight Club, Sports Champions, WWE 2K14, Max Payne 3, San Andreas, FIFA Street, Call of Duty Black Ops, Assassin's Creed 3, and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Now those are the backups that are installed onto this console itself, which means you can actually play these games if you wanted to. You could all load them up and play these games. I'll be testing out, I believe, Midnight Club. You can also put retro games on this console through homebrew, like different emulators and stuff, but I'm not going to show you guys a tutorial or anything on how to do that. You guys can do your own research for yourselves. But going and loading up Midnight Club Los Angeles here, I just wanted to know if any of these, you know, backups or any of these games work. And it looks like it does work. Midnight Club, at least the one I've tried, does work. But back then it was actually very difficult to jailbreak or modify or homebrew or add custom firmware of any matter onto these consoles when they were in like their prime life cycle while everyone was playing these consoles. It was actually very, very difficult, and Sony made it very difficult to at least software jailbreak or custom firmware these consoles. But now they're very easy to do. And we're going to go ahead and test out the PlayStation Move with the Sports Champions bundle here. And it looks like the controller works. It sensed the camera. At the end of the day, you know, for the price I've paid, and it looks like it's running very quiet, very silent as well. So I believe that the thermal paste was actually reapplied on this console itself. It looks like a fairly clean console also, and I do recommend, if you guys want to, go ahead and check out your nearest Craigslist ad or eBay to get your hands on one of these older consoles. Now that's been it from my side. I'll have a video very soon about a PlayStation Vita that I purchased. It's still in the mail. It'll be coming very soon, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And that's been it for today's video. It's been Bonizio. I'll be catching you guys all in my next video. Peace out.